Jonna stammered. Jack is my brother, and Tripper is his name, and fungus is a term of endearment in certain parts of Oregon. The woman stared at her. Oregon. Yes, it means rooted in the earth, like a truffle, very expensive and rare. Somehow, Jonna talked her way out of it, even throwing in a free bunch of daisies to neutralize the fungus. That evening, when she told the story at the Regal Beagle, Jack couldn't stop laughing. Rooted in the earth, a truffle? Jack wheezed, nearly falling off his stool. I've been called a lot of things, Jonna, but expensive and rare is a first. Don't get used to it, Jonna warned, though she was laughing too. The next time you use my brush on a vegetable, the card is going to say compost. Chapter 9, Midnight Marathons. Chrissy Snow's sleepwalking had become a legend in the building. It usually happened during tax season or whenever her boss, the explorer, decided to rearrange the filing cabinets for the third time in a week. One Tuesday night, the apartment was silent. The only sound was the distant hum of traffic from the highway. Jack was dreaming of a perfect hollandaise sauce when he felt a presence in his room. He opened one eye. A white, translucent figure was standing at the foot of his bed. Chrissy, he whispered. The figure didn't move. Her eyes were open, staring at a point 3 feet above Jack's head. She began to hum a tune that sounded suspiciously like the theme to The Price is Right. Jonna, Jack hissed, crawling out of bed. She's at it again, and she's judging my price points. Jonna appeared in the doorway, her hair in a chaotic ponytail. Oh, no, she's heading for the kitchen. They watched as Chrissy, with the grace of a ballerina, began to set the table. She laid out 3 plates, 3 sets of silverware, and then, inexplicably, a bowl of Jack's sneakers. She's serving fettuccine, Jack whispered. We have to stop her before she gets to the grater. They spent the next hour gently guiding her in circles. It was a delicate dance. If they woke her too abruptly, she'd be startled and confused. If they let her go, they might wake up to find their wardrobe in the refrigerator. Chrissy, Jonna murmured, taking her hand. The office is closed. The filing is done. Christopher Columbus has gone back to Spain. Chrissy sighed, a long, peaceful sound. She allowed them to lead her back to her room. As they tucked her in, she muttered, Tell them the blender is on sale for $19.95. And tell Jack his laces are delicious. The next morning, Chrissy was her usual bubbly self. I had the strangest dream last night, she said over breakfast. I dreamt I was on a game show and the prize was a giant sneaker. Jack and Jonna exchanged a look. Was it tasty? Jack asked, sliding her a plate of eggs. I don't know, Chrissy said, frowning. But I woke up with the strangest taste of rubber in my mouth. Chapter 10, The Regal Beagle's New Management. A rumor was sweeping through Santa Monica like a wildfire. The Regal Beagle was being sold. For the residents of apartment 201, this was more than news. It was a cultural catastrophe. The Beagle was where Jack celebrated his wins, where Jeanne vented about her thorns, and where Chrissy usually ordered the wrong drink and enjoyed it anyway. It's going to be a fern bar, Larry told them, leaning against the bar with a mournful expression. Lots of brass, white wine spritzers, and people who talk about their portfolios. A fern bar? Johnny cried. I sell ferns. I don't want to drink among them. We have to do something, Jack said, slamming his fist onto the counter and immediately regretting it due to his still bruised thumb. We'll hold a Save the Beagle night, a telethon, a bake sale. They spent the week organizing. Jack stayed up late baking Beagle biscuits, which were actually savory cheese puffs, while Jeanne created floral arrangements that looked like hunting dogs. Chrissy was in charge of promotion, which involved her wearing a sandwich board and wandering the beach. The night of the event arrived. The Beagle was packed. Even the ropers were there. I don't know why everyone's so upset, Stanley grumbled, sipping a beer. A change of scenery might be nice. Maybe they'll get chairs that don't squeak. Stanley, you squeak more than these chairs, Helen said. The highlight of the evening was Jack's speech. He stood on a chair, holding a cheese puff aloft. The Regal Beagle isn't just a bar. It's a home. It's where a guy with a fake orientation and two beautiful roommates can feel normal. It's where Jeanne pulled him down before he could reveal too much. As the night wore on, the owner, Jim, came out from the back. He looked around at the crowd, at the Save Our Soul signs, and at the sheer volume of Beagle biscuits being consumed. Listen, everyone, Jim shouted. I'm not selling. I was thinking about it because the roof needs fixing and the taxes are up. But seeing all of you here, well, I guess I'll just have to raise the price of the beer by a nickel. The crowd cheered. The Beagle was safe. A nickel, Stanley shouted over the applause. That's highway robbery. I'm never coming back here. See you tomorrow, Stanley. Jim laughed. As they walked home, the three roommates felt a sense of victory. The 1970s were still uncertain, and the rent was still due, but their sanctuary was secure. Jack looked at the moon hanging over the Pacific. You know, a nickel isn't so bad. It's a small price to pay for a place where everyone knows your secrets and pretends they don't. Jeanne and Chrissy laughed, and together they climbed the stairs to apartment 201. Chapter 11, The Mystery of the Locked Drawer. The weekend began with a discovery that sent Jeanne Wood's curiosity into overdrive. She was in the living room, attempting to vacuum behind the beanbag chairs, when she found a small, silver key tucked into a crack in the floorboards. What's this? She wondered, holding it up to the light. She spent the next hour testing the key on every lock in the apartment. It didn't fit the front door, the bathroom, or her own jewelry box. Finally, she tried the small, ornate desk that Jack had bought at a garage sale. The key turned with a satisfying click. Inside the drawer was a single, leather-bound notebook. Jonna hesitated. "I shouldn't," she whispered. "It's Jack's private property." But then she saw a scrap of paper sticking out. On it, in Jack's messy scrawl, were the words, "Plan for Friday night. Don't tell the girls." Jeanette's heart hammered.